Welcome to Michi. As you can see, we are here on Michi, where there are trees in between the two teams. And getting into the teams here, we've got Hunter here in the green, operating the Royal Naboo here. And on his team, we got Fluffy Rabbit here in the blue with the Imperial Remnants. And lastly, Atomic Soup here in the purple, playing the Galactic Empire. Some pretty strong, well-balanced sort of team composition there, I think, in terms of the civs and what they got access to. And then on the other side of the trees, we have Lucky Ashman here in the Rebel Alliance in the orange, Parappa here with the New Republic in the grey, and then lastly we've got Kissem here in the red Wookiees. Some interesting civs, maybe not as definitively strong as the other side maybe, but pretty strong in their own rights, and they do have their good sort of power spikes within the game. But yes, there's trees in between the players, so not going to be any tech level 1 or tech level 2 aggression. No blind mounty rushes aren't going to work, like Russian Blunt likes to do. Gonna have to go for that tech level 3 to get some air units, probably to do some sort of harassment. Or, you know, get the transport out of the airbase and drop some units over, like some strike mechs or something like that. Looking in at the map, there tends to be an awful lot of holocrons. So we can see 2 on the side here for these guys. Which, I mean, probably going to be 2 or 3 here on this side as well. You can see 2, 3. But in the center, there are little glades. And within the glades, there are ore, sometimes nova, and sometimes holocrons as well. So lots of resources for people to maybe pick up in the mid-game with like an air transport, or to try and carve their way through there. There's quite a few units you can use to attack ground and kill off the trees and carve your way through the forest. So interesting to see what the players get up to, and I'm probably going to speed this up to be honest, just to make it through T1. Because nothing's going to happen in T1. In terms of the food, I got some Fulumps, some Fambas that can be lured with a scout, some Eopies. People can pretty much take it slow if they like and play it a bit more relaxed. They don't need to worry about any Mounties coming their way. The only thing they might need to watch out for is a really quick double air base rush and 2 fighters getting rallied over and trying to pin you down, and then, you know, if you let that snowball and fall behind, you might end up getting bombered or something like that. But that's really the only big early threat that you've got to worry about. And despite Fluffy Rabbit only being allowed to scout half of the map, he has got a medic. Because you would think that between him and his team with just their scouts that they should be able to scout everything, but still going to build that medic and carve out the tree line here on the minimap. Bold strategy. And he's doing some nice luring of that Famba though. Look at that, with the scout. Or the scout, the worker behind it. Just shooting it and edging it closer and closer to the command center. The carbon processor down and the food processor. Looks like Lucky Ashman maybe had a bad time there. That's a lot of hands to go and build a house there. Someone definitely got a house, I believe. Let's see if there's any bad deviations here in terms of worker count. Guess I'm falling a little bit behind. And Ashman at 15 and 15. Parappa up to 18. He's maybe not made any mistakes in his worker production there. Fluffy even handing out the commands to his team to get those hollows in the hidden forest, the central hidden forest. It's definitely the name of the game here on this map. It's going to give you a lot of Nova, and particularly for Hunter here, being the Royal Naboo, you're going to get that bonus Nova generation. That 33% buff. No Republic here, so it's just him, I think, who's got that buff there. However, Galactic Empire would have the trade, the thing in the spaceport that makes your resource trading. You can get better rates at that. What's it called? Like altered bargains or something. But it can be quite important when this goes super late game. So there's no resource trading fee. So they get a much higher base rate, like a minimum rate that they can buy, sell resources for Nova, and then you funnel that into buying ore maybe. But you can postpone when you reach that point by grabbing up the ore that's in the center. So if you try and play ahead of that You can maybe like carve through early, grab up these spots, and then you can set up like a lot of good static defense to hold the center when both teams start to collide. Yeah, that's the player sort of hitting T2 now. Fluffy just started his, doing more Fambalours. And Greedy Spaceport Jedi Temple here for Hunter. Best map for it. Not really going to be any strike mechs getting rallied his way. Won't need those mech destroyers quite yet. Not looking very good for his food though. This feels like a map that you might need to buy 100 food on. Waiting desperately for the nursery and the berries. There you go. Up to T3. On the other side of things, Parappa not quite pushing the button yet. Power core down first, that's interesting. And Mech Factory's War Center on New Republic on a map that you can't. It's an interesting choice on like an air sieve on a closed map like this. Because he started his T3. Lucky Ashman looks like he maybe needs to buy some food as well. I feel like unfortunately he might just wait. I suppose he's not finished his temple quite yet, but it's still going to be like 100 off. Maybe a hard garrison, he might get it. And Soup nearly T3 here. Kind of a race between Soup and Hunter here. And Soup first, I believe. Hunter trailing just behind, so that's the first airbase going to be slammed down. I think we're just going to see a lot of double airbase for everyone. It's already so meta, and then this map pretty much just ensures that it happens. Where we might see some deviations, or maybe Hunter being able to grab up the holocrons, could go into like knights or something in the mid game, do like a knight drop. Maybe we could see that from Ashman as well, because he's gone for the temple too. Make it a Padawan, kind of grab up the holos. One airbase for Kisem here. We could always see super fast T-level 4s if they can protect themselves well from like air raids. But what I was really interested in seeing is if anyone could maybe like get their trade set up quite early in the game and play like a really sort of greedy boom-esque style. Turtle a little bit and then just have like rush to their late game compositions, like their assault mechs or their air cruisers. This seems like the actual map for it, because there's been a lot of times people have tried to do that on like normal maps and kind of get punished for it. But this seems like the best map to try and do something like that. Just sort of skip all the nonsense and go straight to the big units, get that trade going. And Fluffy Rabbit always building his spaceports right in the corner. Not sure what the Sith Temple's about. I feel like maybe he wants to follow his own plan and grab the holos, but he's going to build it so far away from them that's just going to slow the time it would take to get them into the temple. Running a power droid all the way over there as well. Maybe he's hoping to have it right in the edge so it's always safe if he does get some holos. An air transport for Hunter here. Going to be trying to get those holos out quickly. Padawan is waiting for it. Looks like the first little bit of aggression here is Soup coming into Kisem's side here. Kisem doing a good job with these prefab shelters and stuff to get a little bit of vision. That's helped him clean this up. Except what on earth happened to that fighter? Did he move it with these workers? They like moved back like it was trying to shoot something over here, but there was nothing to shoot. Either way, he has cleaned that up with not too much losses. It's a little bit of a micro mistake, I suppose. And so we're going to have to just sort of chill there. Parappa was quick to respond to that point as well. The rabbit does hit T3 here. The troop center over here. This is such weird little random things from Fluffy. The hovercrafts are out. Now, you shouldn't expect forward, like early forwards, to work. As long as the team's working well together. So I can see in terms of Hunter's team, they're doing a pretty good job mostly. Looking vision, you know, like on the edge of the forest. Because you want to see ahead of time if people are cutting through, or they're trying to drop here and get some infrastructure down on your side of the map. Because you don't want that to get up. There's a little bit of a blind spot here at the top. Parappa's team, on the other hand, not actually doing that good of a job. Other than Kasem, he sort of covered his side quite well. Maybe better to just build sentry posts though, but the prefabs will sort of do their job there. Just a little bit for like the fighters and stuff coming across. They won't die as quickly to fighters as well, fighters get into that position, which is an added perk. Ashman grabbing a hollow there. Parappa trying to come in and raid Fluffy, but not really going to find much opportunities because he's got lots of anti-air troopers, not just anti-air troopers, heavy anti-air troopers. 3 hollows already here for Hunter. 3 for Ashman. Is there anything in that transport? No. Oh, he dropped the strike max. So that's going to be really annoying. Going to force a mech destroyer. Thankfully for Kasem, he does have the mech factory. So 70% of the way, and they're not too much DPS for 2 unupgraded strike mechs just on their own here. Probably not even really that worth it, since you got to build the transport. Certainly keeping them distracted though while Hunter sweeps over here and grabs up more holocrons. It does seem like the team's... I thought he was stuck there on that side. He was stuck in between the trees. So it'd be interesting to see, once all the hollows are gone, how it ends up, that split. Because there's so many of them, it's really going to favour Hunter, just because of that 33% bonus. Like, the higher those numbers get, the higher, you know, he's going to make off that. We still got, what, 2 or so? 2 or so to grab. Confused, is this guy not got one? I thought he just picked one up. Oh, I dropped them off. I see. So that'll be 5 hollows there. Pretty epic. Ashman already at 5 though. How's he done that? And he's dropped strike mechs here on Fluffy Rabbit's side. And he's dropped a knight here, getting the power core. He's absolutely on it here. Yeah, Padawan to try and defend, but the strike's going to mess up. Fire dies as well. This is a disaster for Fluffy Rabbit. Soup maybe taking his job a little bit too seriously, escorting that transport. And Hunter looks like he's on the way to try and bail the rabbit out here. Random grenade troopers and some anti-air troopers just sitting there. And that's a lot of farms Parappa's placed in one big block here. Not sure how optimal it is. I think maybe you could use another like food processor or something. It would feel so bad to get like T4 raided on. And there's another one. That'll make it a bit better. Yeah, everyone's really getting their ecos going. As I said, not too much opportunities for aggression. Just because of all that advanced vision. Everyone's like patrolling air around and everything as well. Controlling the borders. Hunter looks a little bit lost there. Try to kill a couple of workers, loses all those fighters quite easily. Some early spaceports. I think people should be on the way to T4. Ashman's on the way. Hunter's on the way. Ashman's really on the way. He's there quick. See the first player there? Barappa just started. Kissam almost there. That's a lot of strike max getting dropped here. Only got the +1 damage, but quite a few workers here for Barappa, keeping him down, hitting his Nova. He doesn't really have hollows to fall back on either. God, did they all die that quickly? There's so many fighters here. God damn. Oh, don't know if that was worth it then. What's Ashman up to? He's D4 now. Strike max in the transport. No masters. I don't really see any. There's the fast fighters. Where are his fighters though? Does he not have any? We've got a couple. They really got one air base. Ah, he's built some more down here. Getting his interceptor upgrade. And are upgrading his fighters to fast fighter here. Quite a lot of air civs here, to be honest. There's Kassam. He's got his fighters moving across. Hunter moving in at the same time. It's going to feel a bit annoying for Kassam here. As soon as he moves out, he starts getting raided with air. Not much Soup can do about this right now. He needs to get his turrets upgraded. He's got a lot of them spread around here though. Pretty good garrison coverage. You'll want those advanced turrets though, for sure. And that looks like the cargo freighters starting on this side, so they're a lot quicker in getting their trade. Fluffy does have his sort of going, but Soup needs to get some spaceports down in the corner there. Guess I'm trying to rely on some interceptors to clear up his Nova here, but doesn't really have the numbers, and Parappa going to come in with his fast fighters, but he's not got shields, so this is going to be a kind of a good trade for Hunter in a sense. Does lose these, but did get to kill quite a few there, and we have to remember he's got all those holocrons to just keep rebuilding these fighters. He just needs farms and holocrons, and he can make these fighters all day long as Naboo. But still missing the armor, still missing the advanced upgrade. And Ashman, for some reason, still dropping strike max across when he's got access to advanced fighters. Just seems like a lot of effort for something he could just do with the fighters. And transport here. I think we're now really into that point and there's a lot of action, so we'll definitely bring the speed down. Hunter throwing away his Padawan gets to be annoying. I think there's just one holocron left on the map. This one here. The last holocron. And it's pretty sneaky here on this side. And again, we talked about how they didn't have any coverage up here, and that's gonna really show. So I'm gonna manage to drop here. It's actually kind of stupid that they maybe went there, in a sense, because you would think, oh, they should have trade here, but really lucky that they don't. And they're gonna get that fortress up pretty much unhindered, I believe. Unless Super randomly decides the next moment to just go and build some spaceports there. I'm a little bit disappointed that players have not grabbed up the Novas and the ores. It's kind of a mistake. It's not really, the Novas don't matter too much because you're going to have trade and stuff, but the ore is like super important, right? Because everyone's going to be able to like buy ore. So having that ore for free is going to be huge. And Soup going across here, but it's only one worker. It's pretty bold to build this turret. It'll be tricky to properly defend that if they do come with their air. I suppose they are preoccupied with the little forward that's going up here for Kuzan. And this could be quite devastating if he does get like a good sort of Wookiee force together, like having that 12 range artillery with some repeaters here, just creeping into the base from the back here. It'll be really difficult to deal with, providing he gets some shields down, and then it's going to be really hard to trade into that. You probably have to use like masters and conversions to sort of break it and like hold them back with some ACs or something. But worst of all, it's going to set up a scenario where they just don't have their trade, you know, as efficiently as the other team. So it should totally wall this turret. Make sure they can never like steal it. Because they might get like pushed out of this position quickly. Now, one worker build a fortress, that is truly ambitious. Behind enemy lines as well. We should see the players really like phase into interceptors, I would think, and the person who's got the best interceptor should be Ashman, but it's this random fortress in the glade. Okay. Oh, come on, Fluffy. Oh, this is it. This is going to be his record T4. This is the map for him. We're looking at a sub 1 hour T4. A little bit passive. Parappa moving in here again. At the same time, Hunter just pulled back randomly. What is that timing? Parappa hacking Hunter's game. And all the workers do just get sniped. And so you're going to have to drop some more over. Shouldn't really be a problem though. I mean, at this point, you should just have like a group of transports. Like you should get these AA mobiles across. That'd be huge. They still don't know though. Like Kassem's taking his sweet time here. Like half these workers are just mining. While the other two are doing the work here, building these up. Has he started making any units though? Seems a little bit poor. Some A mobiles. I don't think the Wiki A mobiles are worth making, man. You don't get the range for them, you'd probably be better to just rely on your turrets and your interceptors as Wikis. Just needs to get that artillery bouncing right out of those heavy weapons factories. You can use this one like he is upgrading. This is Forest Vision. Dura Steel Beams, you better have the other range upgrade. You can't be getting this before this. Come on, dude. Need that double range. And some Crusaders getting dropped here for Hunter. Needs to maybe drop some workers over as well and get his own infrastructure here. Like some temples here would be pretty neat. He's Naboo, he should be able to hold his own as Naboo in terms of the Jedi shenanigans. They have the best like Jedi team though, right? They got like Imperial Remnant and Galactic Empire. Both like pretty top tier, like Master Civs. Amy Bale's coming across. It's very, very air leaning this game. So much so they might struggle with rallied pummels. Those Crusaders being really annoying, but they're going to die quite quickly to the fighters. And Ashman is basically, he's carving his way through it, Fluffy. He wants blood. He's to carve his way to those Nova piles as well. Still, they don't know about that hollow. Big trade. Guess the sentry post here. How have they never like set up trade? Was it just because like Hunter is maybe the only one that would really call for it right now? But he's got hollows, so he's not really after it as much. I feel like Soup and Fluffy should really want this. There's a bit of a ping here. That's maybe them pinging for it. And then they're going to find out that for thousands of years, Kissam has lived here. Long before he had a colony over here on the other side of the forest, he was here on their side, building artillery and mounties, waiting for the day. And here comes the lone adventurer. Nope. Is this one going to get cancelled as well? No. Trying to wall this out, but surprise, advanced mounties and 11 range artillery. And this is a disaster. And this should be like kicking a hornet's nest though, right? There should be like a real tribal element of these guys just responding violently to this. Like Hunter should be like hard rallying everything up here. Even the rabbit, he should be grabbing his little groups of army and patrolling them upwards here. Target acquired. They can't let Kiss M stay there. But it's annoying for them because they're getting good momentum here, but it's going to like super distract them now. So they might actually get pushed out of here. Tends to be the nature of these things in like islandy games like this. Anything that involves landing. Oh, 12 range. It's over. We're just missing health on the troopers and +2 damage. Hunter trying to get some MDs out here, but they're going to get spawn killed with the angle that they come out. Trying to get a shield generator behind them. So he's kind of struggling to get like some proper units out here. He's really just like mobiles and built a fortress. Needs like some mech. Got some good upgrades now for some heavy strike mech, but we need some military infrastructure. Like some mech factories here and just pump them out. And there he is, the hero, Fluffy Rabbit. Fluffy Rabbit and Hunter are going to clean this up. Leave Kiss M to me, says Fluffy Rabbit. He's fighting on both sides here. It's Soup who's letting the boys down right now. And Ashman, he's absolutely like, he's not really killed much trees since I last looked, but he's built up his forward quite a bit. He's kind of just like ignoring this on this side, is he? Just Kiss M and Parappa fighting that. Just cannoning his command center from behind the trees. Rough. What on earth is that? I've never seen that unit. Fluffy Rabbit is showing me things. Has anyone seen that attacker before? I haven't. That is bold. The black bug. Feels like it should be more in like a black sun thing or something. I don't know. It's got real bug vibes to me. It's a bit shiny as well. Like a floating gimp mask or something, I don't know. And they are sort of cleaning this up a bit. Strike mechs without a shield here are not going to be the best. We need like a couple of assault mechs for that good flat like area damage on these artillery. They don't have too much health, they're 120. Oh. Can Ashman not afford the Mexican upgrade for the MDs? He needs to get his troopers on the go. It doesn't seem like he actually broke the trees to his side. He just kind of went into the clearing and cleared it up that way. They'd be worried he's just creating a door for them. But it's certainly annoying now for Fluffy, who's, you know, got units up here. He had units down here as well, but it looks like Parappa's overran this position now. A few pummels from Ashman. Rebel pummels. This looks like an attack or die mech factory. A lot of units queued up there. Big push here for Hunter. Crusaders tanking in front, the MDs and the strike mechs getting some good damage from the back here. And those artillery are going to melt, to be honest. As I said, they don't have much health and the Crusaders are great here. Not a lot of... He still doesn't have that damage upgrade for these troopers either, or the health, so... The Crusaders are tanking quite well here, since they're missing +2 damage on every single shot here. And they maybe just need to bring some cannons or something and just get this wiped off their side quickly so they can get back to what they were planning. I suppose the next thing is to deal with the invasion of Lucky Ashman as he rallies a bounty hunter at him. And it seems to be Parappa has only really set up his trade here. Kind of disappointing to see. I need to get Kisem pumping these out. See, if you look at how this game's played out and the sort of air passivity and stuff, there's definitely a rationale that this can be done like so much earlier in the game. And in doing so, they can probably set up like they need to put turrets like all the way down, wall the turrets. That way, it just can't be harassed with like interceptors in the middle of the game and stuff. 6+1 repeaters, not doing the most damage there. A ton of fighters for Ashman over here. Kind of needs them over here, I think. It's forward. Minutes in game, coffee remembrance. Still warm, good times. What was that? Rare sightings today. Really rare sightings today. I think I've seen that one before. The interceptor. It reminds me of those Bespin things. Oh, Parappa's just going straight at them now. He's not messing around. Decent art. I don't think they get the range though. I think we checked that yesterday. So maybe he wants to tack into something a little bit different with New Republic once he's got his sort of infinite resources going. Like get onto the attackers or something like that. Attackers, masters, ACs, probably the way to go. But this will do quite well just now, force them into a response here. Trying to wall late. Good one to have the shield walls already by now. These are just medium. Imagine that'll be the expert version of this map is them just making a shield wall perimeter around the trees at like 30 minutes in the game. These are only 8 range. These are a lot of A-mobiles for only 8 range. But I'm assuming they don't get the upgrade, do they? Since they're an air sieve. Yeah. So not really the best A-mobiles. It'd be much better to have your own interceptors here. Going to be hard to attack in this choke here after losing those artillery. Kind of just back to the drawing board here. And these are just MDs, a few attackers. These Crusaders are going to do quite well into this position. This would be a good time for Hunter to bring his attackers forward. And the rest of his units here. This position has been almost cleared up. It's going to be a lot of work for these 2 cannons to kill all of those buildings. And Ashman still hasn't gotten his heavy Might Destroyer upgrade yet. I'm really disappointed. This could have been some real Mexican. Is that trooper recruits getting rallied into a fortress? That is classic Ashman. I don't know why he does it. I don't think he understands the... You know, if you upgrade them, you get more beams, right? Like if they're repeaters, that's like the maximum beams. It's like based on their DPS or something like that. MD attacker are quite nice together, I feel. The way that they sort of patrol and their range and stuff. They always look quite good on a patrol into armies. Both quite bulky. Solid, consistent damage. Again, nice choke here for artillery to get some good area of effect damage. As can these assault mechs, so only assault mechs, not advanced assault mechs. And these guys do not have their trade up yet. A lot of MDs for soup running around here. You maybe need to carve another path here and just run into Kasem's eco. There we go. Viva la Mexico. Let's go. Heavy mech destroy. Heavy us. Heavy us. I keep calling them advanced, don't I? It's always heavy assault mech. Whatever. Was that always heavy assault? Maybe in like Gaslit by the EF devs or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just always advanced for fighters. It's hard to remember everything. Either way, fully upgraded rebel mech here. And they do pretty well here, the Crusaders, the tank. There's just not a lot of damage to kill them off quick enough. So they should make it all the way through this pathway. What they really need is all these units from Fluffy for sure, and they need those, where are that big group of MDs? Are they going to lift, are they? Taxi service. Or is that just workers heading over here? Maybe going to grab up some of those resources. Guess then with the Mounties getting involved now, should do quite well intercepting these Crusaders just now. But again, troopers are still not, they don't have enough DPS here. Need that +2, need that health. Trade is going, I don't really see anything from Ashman though. I suppose he's relying on those hollows. I think he should still maybe have a little bit of trade though. His Civ's really Nova focused. Still fighting at this choke here. And Ashman really putting the heat up here against Rabbit. Rabbit really doesn't have a lot on the ground here to deal with this and not a lot of good units. His cannon is probably his best counter to these assault mechs, and there are quite a lot of them. They don't really get any of the health upgrades, but I mean they've got their heavy versions, so they will do some good damage nonetheless here in the absence of some good hard counters. Imperial Remnant are a civ that has a lot of good counters with their MDs and their projectile attacks. And they give us some good Grenadiers helping out as well. And of course they've got Masters too. And those Sith Masters could be converting those assault mechs. Keeping Ashman from crossing over there. Looks like quite a good force here assembled just at the end of this tunnel, and kind of surprised to not see them maybe just like using ACs and you just need to create more space for yourselves, create wider arcs than your opponent rather than just fighting, you know, choose to fight in the corridors of death here. You want to have a nice position. And if you can't find one, make one. Use the ACs. See, trying to make a little path through here. Maybe not want to like make it too wide with an AC using these artillery. He could like run through with his units and get right into the economy here. In vanilla, you would be able to just get strike mechs, you know, onto the cargoes here, but the cargoes pretty much fly in EF. Everyone's going to make those ones now. So it's gonna have to be down to Masters and Interceptors to harass the trade. The trade is probably the biggest win condition on this map. It's an ambitious turret. It's going to get instantly knocked down by some cannons here. There's a lot of attackers here for Parappa, and not really nearly enough anti-air. I need a lot more interceptors to deal with these. They do pretty well though. They got that nice range and bonus damage, but you see a lot of air coming and a lot more attackers coming too, so and now that there's no units to tank for them, they've gone straight for the interceptors and they kill them quite quickly. But you can see Soup is getting in here with these forces, and this is tricky for Wookiees to deal with when they're not really set up. I mean, this is really strong mech, and their mech is really crap in comparison. They just got the heavy upgrade, and they do get like cheaper mechs. They get like a cost reduction tech. That's not really going to fix that problem for them. Better to rely on their troopers and their artillery to deal with this. So, Grenadiers being one of the best things they're going to have. With all their health and armor upgrades. And these attackers are just carving through. So it's interesting. We've kind of got, you know, one dire situation for over here at the top and one here where each team seems to be getting broken. And then you have the enigma that is Fluffy Rabbit and Ashman down here, where the Rabbit is still somehow holding on. He does have some units out now though. I do think he plays the Imperial Remnant quite a bit when he like plays 1v1s and stuff, so it's a civ that he should be quite comfortable with. And it kind of shows in the units that he's choosing to get right now. He's got these Masters, he's got these you know, purple projectile shooting Meg Destroyers. That's really like gonna smash rebels on the ground here. Only heavy troopers at the moment for Ashman. Against some of the best troopers in the game. Just get them up to repeater, get all those tech upgrades. And attackers still burying through here. Again, Kissam really struggling with this position. This looks like it would just die to air. Like, to be honest, like Parappa could just like send his attackers over there and clean this up right now. And then they could just let the ground forces push through here. I think this is a real big threat because he's going to start building like turrets and stuff. And then it's going to limit that window where these attackers can stop it. And Fluffy, ooh, Shadow Troopers as well. Oh, it makes him shoot his own units with the AC. Just need some anti-building stuff. And the Rabbit could be carving through there. Fortress does go down. A lot of like cannons are just up here randomly on their own. They're getting broken by these attackers, really. And Soup has had enough. He's just going to let his new rallied units out of this position, and he's going to run his control groups out into the eco. I guess I can't quite get enough units out to deal with this. He's pretty much just committed to this push here into Hunter's side. And some Grenadiers here. Going to be much better against this. The AC shot's going to be great as well. So Ashman should hold this, I believe. These Grens should be... If they weren't hitting the Masters, that'd be great. Probably one of the worst units in the game they could be hitting right now. Oh, Soup gotten a lot of units rallied here. So this is like he's got his economy like right online now, when he's really pumping out the MDs. And they're great with all those full upgrades and bonuses with Galactic Empire. And the speeders as well, a great counter to the mech here. So Ashman gonna hold this. Does have his upgrades now. Looks like he's just missing a bit of health. Just at 60 health. And Chaos here. Doesn't really look like Kissem's got much workers going, but he does have trade at the very least, so. Looks like he's carving like another little path here where he's going to run a lot of Mounties down. Not really seeing much shields, static defense getting set up when they get across. Needs to be a bit more of that, I believe. Nobody's really eating the resources. Like, there's all this ore to grab, and this Hunter getting some of it. But there's still quite a lot just sitting out on the map. It probably should have been eaten like 30 minutes ago. Translated into static defense. I guess I'm losing access to his farms, but this should be kind of easy to clean up with the attackers. Because they can just sort of follow them about, and they've got really good DPS against them. And the mechs are not really getting reinforced, so just a bit disruptive. It looks like their invasion into Hunter's side here is an end. And back to the drawing board. Soup does still have some presence here, but a lot of Mounties coming his way. But still not fully upgraded from Kissam. He can really afford it. Like, I thought maybe he was poor, but he can really afford advanced power pack and stim packs. Did he forget it exists? Maybe. They need to widen this up for their armies benefit so much more, I think, with a wider arc. I think the attackers kind of like it when the units are in a small column group like this, because they can sort of stack up in the air, because air units can pretty much overlap with one another quite easily, to the point that they're almost like occupying one space, which means all their fire should be concentrated and they should just keep one tapping like every unit that they shoot at. But if they're spread out, their DPS will be spread out and they won't kill things as quickly. And these are some of the best mounties in the game to absorb up those projectile attacks, and they're really not phased. It's just smashing through the Imperial Remnant MDs here. Looks like are they missing some damage? I don't know if they took away 2 damage from them or something. No, he's just not got it. Not got his last 2 upgrades. This is plating in his power pack. And MD's running in here, but it's almost a firing squad with all these attackers sitting waiting for them. Quite where we stand here. Because they are really getting through here now. Like, Fluffy Rabbit's side is sort of folded now with that introduction of Kissam. And Ashman could get really far advanced up here. Looks like he does have all his upgrades now. Just needs to get those cannons forward. But at the same time, Soup is through at the top with a lot of units, and he's through here with Hunter with a lot of units, and Hunter building a lot of cannons. Question is though, where's the battle armor, man? Where's the extra health on the cannons? That's what I want to know. He's making Crusaders and he's not got that either, right? Feels bad, man. Not much anti-air coverage here. Do you know, has anyone seen Ashman make any interceptors? Because I remember him getting the upgrade for those at like the start of T4. I just feel like he doesn't make them. But he's got like the best ones in the game. And he really needs them right now, right? We're making anti-air troopers. We've got 5 holocrons. This is our anti-air right here. Not even heavy. Oh, that's a lot of mech getting across. Getting at the last vestiges of Kissem's economy. I think for Kissem, a lot of his traders are on the ground, so he kind of just dies to ground, doesn't he? I don't know if they can make it back from this. It's been quite back and forth until this point, but now it's starting to look pretty bad for Parappa's team here. And that's a lot of cannons, just taking advantage of this opportunity, shelling everything down. I mean, Ashman's sort of winning here, but he's not breaking the rabbit. The rabbit still stands defiant. And that is a lot of dead traders here for Kissam. All they need now is some heavy anti-air mobiles building over here and some turrets. And that'll be the end of Parappa's trade. And again, I feel like in these moments he needs to run these back and just kill this army off. Because it can't look up, so he's got that going for him. Huh? What's he up to? Is he killing those trees manually? He stopped. So yeah, these do die, but they are getting far forward here. Cannons are going for everything. And that's a lot of Parappa's infrastructure at risk here. Oh, the rabbit is pushing now. Still doesn't have his upgrades though. Did he just delete that? I feel like he deleted it. I wasn't paying too much attention though. Big trade going. We still do a trade for soup. That's really surprising he's just not built any traders. He's got a lot of good Nova options in Empire. That kind of means he's got a lot of population in Max. But certainly a risky strat though. If everyone can like tech up to the Nova units, you probably want to have your assault mechs and your masters. Bleeding into Ashman's farms now. He's got the speeders in some parts, but Hunter's here with some interceptors. Trying to kill off some of the freighters here. I don't think they're wiping this up. There's a lot of attackers still for Parappa, but that's really all the team's got now at this point. Some mounties down here for Kissam. Ashman really not getting anywhere quick. Just isn't the most threatening unit composition. There's some AA mobiles now. Infrastructure built up here for Soup and for Hunter. This looks like it might be the last attacker charge here for Parappa's New Republic. There's so many freighters going down. And there they are, probably Ashman's first interceptors. This is just horrible to watch. All you can hear is that R2-D2 death noise. Don't know if we've heard enough though. Will he make it? Get him. Nah, the speeders are going to clean them up. That R2-D2's made it. He survived. What are the worker counts at this point? 41 for Ashman. Not looking good. 52 for Kissam. And 81 for Parappa. I mean, between the three of them, they've kind of got about what one player should probably have on this map, which is like 170-ish or something. You know, with like all the traders and stuff. And I think they might have been breached. And Hunter, Soup and Fluffy Rabbit might be the ones to take Michi home here. Kings of the Forest. Oh, there they are, more of them. The majestic Ashman Interceptor. Do they have anything going for them? Don't think they've got any pushes at all. Even the rabbit's bouncing back here with his own personalised handicap where he doesn't get like two of his mech upgrades. Carving through the Rebel Alliance here. That's just the mounties aren't going to really do anything when there's nothing behind them. A lot of strike mechs here, a lot of shield, double health. They just don't have the DPS. Really just seems to be Ashman's air here. Looks like Soup's sort of started trading now. And there's a GG for Barappa. They're calling it. It seems like it's been over for a couple of minutes now. And an entertaining game here on Michi. So much so that I'm getting a cheeky yawn and a stretch. But GG, well played to everyone involved there, and I hope you've enjoyed the content. If you do, please consider liking the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. If you want to get involved with the games that we play here online, you will find a link down to voobly.com in the description field, a link to our GBG Discord server where we organise games and have like a GBG community. And you'll find the Expanding Fronts community, which is the mod that we're playing on here. And there's a PayPal link down below if you want to support the channel another way and buy me a coffee. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.